It's the first time I've seen this group do close to what it's capable of doing.
I rode this river.
I rode this river, and I know each bush, each curve, each wind, and how it blows in autumn.
That's it. That's it.
I measure life in 10 strokes. 10 strokes at full. 10 strokes high. 10 strokes to hold. 10 strokes to break. 10 strokes to win.
Ready. Paddle.
I feel the power rising, up and up in me, through me, from me, in cresting exaltation.
Then my body sings.
My boat sings,
My oars sing, and the river holds me tight
in her embrace.
This special program is brought to you by New England Cable News, the official news network of the 34th Annual Head of the Charles Regatta.
Every day there's traffic. Every day there's weather. Every day there's sports. Every day there's business. And now, every weekday, there's Logan Airport traffic reports and special travel tips.
WBZ News Time is 7:23. This traffic is brought to you by the Massachusetts Port Authority. Here's Rick Simonson.
So you'll not only fly out of Logan, you'll fly through it. The Massachusetts Port Authority and WBZ News Radio. Get the news you need every day.
Well, the Head of the Charles is a uniquely Boston event that anybody who was a student in Boston area universities and colleges would remember from their college days. So we think it's an ideal rallying point to try to interest the alumnus of our universities around the world.
So many of the students that came here to Boston to go to school were right along the Charles at MIT and at Harvard and at BU, so it gets to be a bit of a reunion type of thing.
Well, Boston as Head of the Charles is a signature event for Boston. Everybody that went to college here or graduate school at any of our universities remembers that it was a rite of passage in the fall. It's a great world-class event. Thousands of people line in the riverbanks to watch the oarsmen at work from all over the world.
I think the Charles River and the city of Boston offer a tremendous venue for this rowing competition. And we have a number of agencies that work together that make this weekend special. It's a free event for people to come down and witness. It's a special occasion when people can come and put their blanket down, have reunions with college chums, and watch the world's best rowing.
I think that's one of the things that Boston and Cambridge have demonstrated to the world, that we can host these world-class events, whether it was when we hosted World Cup Soccer or the Marathon or the tall ships when they were here in 1992, that it requires a sense of planning and commitment from across the landscape. That is city government in both cities. It involves event planners, it involves the colleges and universities on both sides of the river, and it involves the visitor industry.
The Head of the Charles is one of our premier sporting events. We have many, of course. Boston is a very sports-oriented city, as you know. But the Head of the Charles is really a great event which brings thousands of people every year, students from all over the country, from many, many colleges and universities to compete in a great crew race there on the Charles River.
Boston in the fall is just such a terrific location. I think that that's part of it, that people love to come when they know they can just drive half an hour away and see great foliage.
There's many thousands of alumni of the Massachusetts colleges and universities. A lot of them are business leaders, decision makers in every country in the world. We want them to come back here. We want them to educate their children here. We want them to vacation. We want them to invest their money. We want them to set up their businesses here.
The members of the boat club who, along with me, started it were really quite skeptical that it would work. Ernie Arlett, the British rowing buff, urged us to try a head-of-the-river type of race, which, as you know, pits crews against the clock. We were quite convinced it wouldn't work, actually. It was a funny time of year to be having a rowing regatta. It was a strange type of regatta where people wouldn't know who was ahead and who was behind. But clearly, the emphasis is on fun, and it's a fun thing to row in, it's a fun thing to work on, and it's clearly become a fun thing to come and watch.
I think the local institutions, the Harvards and the BCs and MITs and Northeasterns and BUs, have all had an integral hand in the sculpting and the growth of the Head of the Charles. Their programs first supported it when they began to enter the regatta. Originally, the Head of the Charles was created for sculling only, and after its first year, it became a popular fall season wrap-up with the collegiate coaches.
There's a real sense of prestige and with these student athletes to have the opportunity to row on Sunday with the best people in the world, regardless of where we finish. These kids feel that they want to row on Sunday against the best. They'd rather do that than stack a boat and try and win the Club 8.
It is a world-renowned event. We get national teams from Europe. We get national teams actually from all over the world. We get international scullers, so people in their own boats, singles, from all over the world.
Our reputation has really grown exponentially in the last 15 years, I suppose, and I think it's always because of, it comes back to the regatta management and the volunteers. There are a number of factors which converge, which make this event successful. The geography, the town, the population here, the audience that really appreciates rowing.
These are really the people that make the regatta work. It's the volunteers from the boat club and from the surrounding community, and they give unstintingly of their time and energy.
What you don't realize when you're in these humongous races is how much work it actually takes to put them on. We have hundreds of volunteers that get organized to do all this. And I just felt that getting involved in the race was part of giving back all the fun times that I'd had actually racing.
There's a real excitement that builds starting on Wednesday as the river begins to be populated with these foreign teams coming to try the course and go and try and negotiate the bridges for the first times. There are 7 bridges to cross under, so for the sculling boats where there's no coxswain to help them steer, it's really something you have to imprint in your mind and then be constantly looking over your shoulder in the midst of the fierce competition. This has a number of reverse turns and a number of bridges and abutments to look out for, and it's quite exciting when crews converge at a tight corner.
I don't have to turn very much here. I hear that Charles is quite twisty, and there are a lot more boats on the Charles.
We've got such a great course. I think the course attracts people because it's so challenging. Dealing with all the bridges is frightening, but a great accomplishment.
It's a sport that really asks you to focus. It really sharpens your focus on the task and sort of what the game at hand really is. But it's not a game. It's a very strange sport. It's the ultimate team sport, but you're not talking to your teammates.
It's demanding in that it requires the strength of a weightlifter, the endurance of a marathon runner, and the skill of a surgeon, because you have to have all these different factors at play because you need to have good oarsmanship, mental toughness, and you have to do your homework. You have to prepare to be successful like you do in any other endeavor in life.
It's a funny spectator sport because everybody going by looks like they're not working very hard, but it's actually been compared to running while you're lifting weights. They're working really, really hard, but you just can't tell, which I guess is the mark of a true athlete.
It is a social event. I mean, there's obviously very different levels of competition. There's youth and novice rowing at the Head of the Charles, and that, again, someone said it's like playing tennis and 2 courts over is McEnroe and whomever. I mean, it's world-class athletes and it's beginners all on the same weekend.
It's kind of the mecca of rowing.
And so it's a pilgrimage for us. These guys will all come. I took it back with me in 1976, my first head of the Charles, never forgot it. These guys will go back there, they'll bring it back, and what it will do, they will share it with their teammates here, and I bet you they all end up in a boat at the head of the Charles in the future.
This event has become a beacon for all fall races. The medal that the competitors compete for at the head of the Charles is among the most coveted prizes in rowing. It's garnered or held in high esteem just as an Olympic medal or a World Championship medal is.
The Head of the Charles is brought to you by Bank Boston, the official bank. J. Crew, the official outfitter. AT&T, the official telecommunications company. And Xerox, the official document company.
Every day there's traffic. Every day there's weather. Every day there's sports. Every day there's business. And now, every weekday, there's Logan Airport traffic reports and special travel tips.
WBZ News Time is 7:23. This traffic is brought to you by the Massachusetts Port Authority. Here's Rick Simonson.
So you'll not only fly out of Logan, you'll fly through it. The Massachusetts Port Authority and WBZ News Radio. Get the news you need every day.
Students come to Northeastern from around the world really for two reasons. The first, of course, is that Boston is a great college town and students just want to be here. Beyond that, Northeastern offers something unique both in Boston and really internationally. Cooperative education, our signature program, is a very powerful form of education for students who are serious about preparing themselves for adult responsibilities. They will experience 7 full-time paid positions in a field of employment related to their course of studies. And we have about 10% of our students right now from around the world, and we rank 20th in the United States in terms of the size of our student body that comes from other countries. So an international event like the Head of the Charles Regatta fits right into our whole international profile and provides us with an opportunity to tell the Northeastern story to a wider audience. Our coach is Buzz Congren, our talented trainer of young talent and crew who has produced wonderful success in rowing on the river here in Boston and around the country and really around the world.
Tough wind, guys, blowing you down to that starboard side. Port side, push down, keep that boat off the port side, starboard side, carry your hands a little bit higher, finish higher. When I rowed at Columbia, we rowed on the Harlem River and the Hudson River, and it certainly wasn't like the Charles is. It's very unpredictable in terms of how rough it might be. And the Charles, over the last 10 years, has really cleaned up dramatically. Familiarity with this course is definitely an advantage. There's no question about that. And you're right, it is a pretty unique race. And I would say, given the format where you have a lot of traffic on the river, that you have to be lucky as well as good to win this race. The team picks the captain, and that's been the case every year in Northeastern. They have an election at our breakup dinner in the final end of the year, and they seem to know what's needed and who's going to do a good job. Al has really done that. He did a nice job this summer keeping contact with everybody. They were emailing each other and talking about workouts that they were doing. Everyone did an erg test on their own over the summer, and so there's a lot of communication went on. And I think everyone came back this year with a feeling like they hadn't really been away.
Another aspect of crew itself is the camaraderie you build. Spending hours, 2 to 4, 5 hours a day in a boat with 8 other guys, you get to know each other. And we do a lot of traveling together, and it's just, you spend a lot, it's like a family.
Fall out. Walk it down.
In the Black Dog this morning, Molly, you got Tina in stroke, Lydia 7, Sarah in 6, Melissa in 5, Kate's in 4 when she gets here, Amy in 3 of that boat.
Try to feel the swing of the boat here, Sarah. Move the body weight with the boat. So you're feeling yourself being a part of the swing, and you're adding to that swing.
Once you start rowing and you form a bond with the other people in your boat, you want to be here. You want to be here for them, and you want to be here for yourself. You want to make yourself go as fast as you possibly can.
There are certain things that are common no matter who coaches. I mean, the way the blade goes in the water, the way the blade comes out of the water, the technique is pretty standard. But the style is a little different. How far they reach with their bodies, what part of the stroke you emphasize on the power curve, what kind of rhythm they're rowing. With the Head of the Charles coming when it does, and us starting school mid-September, there really isn't a lot of time to get ready for it.
The way we're training right now, it looks really good. We have a lot of depth. A lot of girls came back from last year, and it looks good. So we'll see on race day.
With the red shirt, foul number 6, the ball.
We're here to see the Northeastern women.
And here comes number 48, the Duke University women's crew from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The Blue Devils of Duke.
Well, they made it to the finals. It'll be the last race this afternoon. It'll be a great way to end the day with a Northeastern win.
The women's crew moving very well. They're passing number 44 of the Hills Media.
I know a few people on the Northeastern's team, and I just came down to see the sights.
Rowing tradition at Harvard dates back to 1852. In fact, the first intercollegiate athletic event in the country was the Harvard-Yale rowing race. It was a 2-mile race won by Harvard over Yale. Harvard crew was the first American crew to win the prestigious Grand Challenge Cup at the Henley Royal Regatta. That was in 1914. It was actually the Harvard junior varsity crew that went over to England and won that race. And future Governor Leverett Saltonstall was a member of that crew back in 1914. I think a lot of people naturally associate the Head of the Charles with Harvard University, which is a wonderful association. People are just naturally attracted to the 2 boathouses that we have here. And they think the Head of the Charles begins and ends at Harvard. Everyone is Harvard's rival. I think we find that every time we take to the water. Particularly Northeastern is a big rival. If Yale happens to be on the water when we're rowing, they're a big rival. Those would be the best local rivals. I think going throughout the Ivy League, anyone who gets in the water to face a Harvard or Radcliffe crew is our biggest rival.
That's it. Speed of the handle, every stroke.
I would say there's always a big rivalry among the Boston crews, and we're definitely gunning for Northeastern, BU, of course. But I think as the first race of the season, we're really just trying to gauge ourselves and have the best race that we can.
The team part of it is the best. There is nothing more team-like than 9 women who are setting off on a common goal. I mean, there isn't the high scorer, there isn't a superstar, they're just either they all succeed or they don't.
I think when you think about crew, you think of the old New England schools, you think of Harvard, and it has some lure, some mystery, some characteristic about it that out of all the schools that there are, Harvard is the place you want to be, and Harvard is where you want to row.
In the single! Look ahead!
The course is a really good course. You know, obviously it's the city of Boston is part of the attraction. You know, what can you say? It's just become popular. I mean, it's a great event.
We're rowing in the Championship 8 race. We're rowing against, you know, all the big schools, and if the national team comes out, they were here last year. They got, you know, the varsity got second to them, so we'll be starting second behind the national team.
Nobody comes to Harvard or any other university that, for the most part, and just studies. You certainly need other activities, and we think rowing is a good one. And if you want to come to Harvard, it helps to be a good student. It takes 8 good oarsmen, mostly, and you know, and some hard work.
Kick it back. Let the boat run out for you.
There's nothing better for these guys than to be out here, because they're such capable women, and they're so involved in so many other things on campus and in the community, and just to be able to let go of that is it's pretty cool. It's pretty good.
We're from this is the Kirkland House Boat Club, which is one of Harvard's undergraduate colleges, and Harvard has a really active recreational and house rowing program, and we're just down here to cheer on the members of our house who are rowing for Harvard varsity and Radcliffe varsity.
Number 43, the Tufts University crew, the Jumbos from Tufts. Tufts has moved up in attack and is rowing a good race here. Let's give Radcliffe a big hand.
And on the inside of the bend is bow number 13. They are the University of Michigan women's crew. Help them on. Radcliffe.
I have respect for these guys and their ability to have endurance and keep it their hard work here, so I like to come out and support them.
Just the fact that these boats are next to each other will probably show the second and 2 off both sides. That's a big difference.
The Head of the Charles is brought to you by Bank Boston, the official bank. J. Crew, the official outfitter. AT&T, the official telecommunications company. And Xerox, the official document company.
There's traffic. Every day there's weather. Every day there's sports. Every day there's business. And now, every weekday, there's Logan Airport traffic reports and special travel tips.
WBZ News Time is 7:23. This traffic is brought to you by the Massachusetts Port Authority. Here's Rick Simonson.
So you'll not only fly out of Logan, you'll fly through it. The Massachusetts Port Authority and WBZ News Radio. Get the news you need every day.
Boston University has grown in scholarly reputation. It's grown in the quality and number of applicants to attend Boston University, both undergraduates and graduate and professional students. It has grown in the quality of the facilities that are available for research and teaching to our faculty and to our students. Boston University, from its foundation, been a university that was not just open to outstandingly well-qualified students from abroad, but positively welcoming of them. I think one of the most satisfying things has been watching the growth of the Head of the Charles Regatta into one of the most outstanding international regattas in the world.
Crew represents a very unique opportunity to bring both men and women into a sense of equality and balance. It creates one of the few opportunities that people have to perform both individually and as a team.
Let her get up about a length lead on you, Manya, and then follow behind her.
Every time they take a stroke, the boat barely moves forward. I'm trying to get them to feel lighter at the front end of the stroke, meaning when they put their blade in the water so that they can pick the boat up in a more efficient manner.
It's tough. I mean, they find out very quickly that if they want to row, that they're not going to be rowdy college students. They're just not.
It becomes your social life. You can only go out on the same nights, which is usually Saturday nights, so you pretty much stick together. And we just, men's and women's team together, we just plan it. I think I've been out with them every Saturday since I've been here. This morning we went in towards the city looking at the full moon, and we came back with the sun coming up, going back the other way. And I mean, that doesn't happen every day, but it happens most days.
Keep bringing it around. You're too wide. You want to get in closer to the shore. Just fan at starboard side, hard port. Let's go, let's go. We got another boat coming here. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I don't love the winning aspect of it also, because I do. I'm very competitive.
Set up a rhythm here.
working on that front end we've been working on all semester.
The boat becomes something of the whole, in the whole group. And it takes on a group personality, you know, and that's a part of what building a boat is about, getting the guys to work together, trusting each other. So it comes bigger than them. Looking for consistency, looking for people who have good physiology, so people that can execute and flow with the rest of the crew.
I just wanted to go somewhere that offered rowing and had a great educational background and program as well, and Boston University offers both of those.
It's not about flapping it, it's about bringing it to a point.
Definitely want to go out and just take anyone down that comes our way.
I always say, there's two things that the alumni never say to me. And one is, I wish I went to another party in college. And two, I wish I took another class in college. But they'd all give a right arm to row for another 4 years.
He's on the BU crew, so I flew in Friday night and spending a couple days here, and the weather's gorgeous, and if I never come again, I can't imagine it being better than it is this weekend. It's just outstanding.
Bow number 21, Boston University women. Big hand for Boston University. Bow number 23. Pursued by bow number 23, OSU women's crew from Ohio.
It's always a thrill to see my school colors go by, Boston University, the men or women. But a few years ago, for instance, my lineage happens to be Lithuanian, and a few years ago, for the first time, when the Soviet bloc softened, the Lithuanian crews came and rowed, both men and women.
My son's a freshman on the Boston University crew team. His name is Mitchell. Great experience for him to be in the head of the Charles.
The university has developed an international reputation for excellence. In the last several years, we've grown to be recognized as one of the top 25 research universities in our nation. Tufts has some signatures of which we're particularly proud, and some of them have evolved over the last period of years. For instance, we are an international leader in nutrition and nutrition sciences. We have the educational component of nutrition, we have the research or science component, and we have the policy component. A second signature that we've developed over the years is environmental studies. That is a global issue now. Environmental sciences are found throughout the curriculum of the university. The third is one that we've talked to briefly, and that's international relations. Every college within the university has an international component. I've come to enjoy crew since I arrived here. I'm a Midwesterner, and we didn't quite have major crew teams in the Midwest. Since I've been here, I've come to appreciate what a beautiful sport it really is. It's elegant to watch. And crew is very much a part of New England and its heritage.
That's it. That's it. Quick to the water. Our freshmen, men and women, work down at Magazine Beach. So for them, they get an opportunity to see how big an event this is. And it's a pretty big deal to row down the course in front of 250,000 people, whether they're watching you or not.
Moving well, 35 with 2 feet of spacing, good.
So we train on the water in the fall, and then we train indoors during the winter. We do weightlifting and like rowing machine and things like that, and then we're on the water again in the spring.
Well, we've probably tripled the number of women rowing. Started a lightweight women's program. It's become much more of an avenue or an outlet for many more women, not only at Tufts, but just in the terms of the numbers of total colleges that are offering women's crew. It's a pretty big deal right now. In fact, there are probably a lot more women rowing now than there are men at the college level.
The cold weather you never get used to. Like, it's always cold, and every day that it's freezing, you're just like, why do I do this? I hate it, but it's all worth it.
I hate the cold. I'm not used to it. I never get used to it. But it's one of those things that when spring rolls around and it thaws, then it's just so much better. It makes it worth it.
You have to be another coach in the boat. And once you master the art of steering, and you can get that down, if you can't steer, you can't be a good coxswain. But once you get that down, then you're really an extension of the coaching staff in the boat. You've got to be a tactician. You've got to be like a jockey. And good coxswain, especially in a head race like this, can save you 10 or 15 seconds if he or she cuts the buoys the right way. Or conversely, if they're drifting all over the river, they can kill you. How'd it go?
Went well. All right, I think our best piece was the second piece. That last piece.
Garbage. Yeah, you guys were cooked.
Yeah. I was pulling hard.
Yeah, make sure you're finishing all the way up, okay? It's an opportunity for the guys to really, just see what rowing's all about. I mean, to race the U.S. national team and the Dutch national team and the Irish and the Egyptian police, I mean, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Right now, about 115 people rowing, which is a pretty big deal. Makes us the largest sport on campus, even larger than football in terms of participant numbers. We've got 35 varsity sports with 900 varsity athletes out of a student population of 4,500. 1 out of every 5 students at Tufts is a varsity athlete. Goes back to the old Greek ideal of healthy body, healthy mind.
It was really one of my best college experiences, just being out on the river, even the days when you were flaking ice off your back. It was still a lot of fun because you were out there with 7 other guys who were all doing exactly what you were doing. Basically the ultimate team experience.
We're only halfway through the women.
Can't miss that.
We have a team rowing later today in the championship 8s, and I hope that they do really, really well. They work hard.
Coaching the club comes bow number 34, Tufts University. Let's give Tufts University a big hand. Unchallenged at this point, but there's some very, very interesting racing coming up here. The 8's going downstream. Stay well off the course, please.
The Head of the Charles is brought to you by Bank Boston, the official bank. J. Crew, the official outfitter. AT&T, the official telecommunications company. And Xerox, the official document company.
There's traffic. Every day there's weather. Every day there's sports. Every day there's business. And now, every weekday, there's Logan Airport traffic reports and special travel tips.
WBZ News Time is 7:23. This traffic is brought to you by the Massachusetts Port Authority. Here's Rick Simonson.
So you'll not only fly out of Logan, you'll fly through it. The Massachusetts Port Authority and WBZ News Radio. Get the news you need every day.
Probably the biggest change at MIT, if you haven't been around campus in 15 or 20 years, that you would notice is we have a much more diverse student body, especially with respect to the number of women on campus. We've seen tremendous growth in the life sciences. We built a new biology building a few years back, a new program with the Whitehead Institute, which is a new research institute affiliated with MIT, which does work in biology. A lot of work at the intersection of management and engineering, both on the research side as well as in teaching, new educational programs there. A lot of work in the environment, tremendous amount of research on things environmental. Students at MIT do everything intensely, okay? Intensity is a hallmark of MIT. So it's true with respect to the way our students study, but it's also true for those who participate in athletic events. And you know, the students who participate in crew take it very, very seriously. It's a year-round sport. You know, they're working at it even when the river's frozen over because they're training, they're doing indoor rowing. There's a wonderful spirit of competition that's in the air. I mean, and part of it is that because no matter what level people row at, people do it for the love of the sport.
As soon as we're on through the bridge, coxswains, you can way enough spin, we'll go to the other side.
Rowing is a sport like most other sports where you commit to other people. You cannot get away with being a loner in a crew shell. And so what happens when you commit to other people is you form very deep bonds, and it's very satisfying.
We have this huge family, and you know, it's not just me, it's one big group. You can't just have one rower, you can't have one coxswain, you just can't have the coach. But we all create just a really big bond.
Some people think I'm a little crazy, but it's addictive. Just the team aspect and going out in all kinds of weather, having a good time, and working hard and seeing it pay off.
That's it now, this crew on the outside, you gotta make up some distance from that turn. You gotta bear down to do that.
People here at MIT tend to be fairly well focused and are really able to commit themselves to something that they're interested in.
It's all the time and the energy people put into it. Like, they wouldn't have to. They could just go to class every day, go study, not put any effort into it. But this is something we do because we want to do it, because it's fun. It's a great experience. Like, I learned stuff about people doing this. I learned stuff about myself. I learned to push myself, see how hard I can go, see how fast we can make the team go. That's what it's all about.
Attitude, willingness to learn. Kids who just keep going every day, every stroke. Just, you know, get here, get in the boat, get rid of your distractions, and then work as a unit.
Keep it short, go for the catch and the turn. Mariah, careful about reversing direction with the back. Keep it in the legs, better.
You can watch their eyes. They're thinking about rowing. They're not thinking about their studies right now. And to be able to have a break like that is very important. And it's hard to get that in many other recreations. It's very, to do something where you really need to focus very intently.
Canadian national team will come down, the U.S. lightweight national team will row. You just get the fastest people on the water will row in the race.
One of the best ways to get faster is to be around really fast people and to know that they started the same place you did, and to see what they can accomplish just makes you better.
My mother's involved. I've come out and watch him here.
And looking for that backslash to see that they're rowing it in, and then into the head when you also really want to hold on to that. You want to be a little bit longer holding on to those finishes.
I'm also rooting for MIT, my alumni and my friends and stuff, So, hope they do well today.
Boston College was founded in 1863 by the Jesuit fathers as a place for really the Irish kids from Boston who didn't have a chance to go to other schools. This was a chance for them to get higher education. We have students currently enrolled at Boston College from 87 different countries, so it's growing. Years ago, Boston College was pretty much a commuter school, but over the past 25 years especially, we've grown to the where we have well over 700 students, international students in our undergraduate student body. We are a Jesuit Catholic university that certainly has a following throughout Europe and other parts of the world, and also the fact that we're in Boston, which is a great city for international students, a great center for learning in America, and in recent years we just see a tremendous increase in the interest and crew and the experience of our undergraduate students who are coming here, and in response to that we have made crew a varsity team at Boston College. I know they're on their machines sometimes at 5 o'clock in the morning, loosening up the muscles and trying to build their shoulders and rowing skills, and then on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon you get a chance to show your stuff in front of maybe a couple of 100,000 people. It's got to be a great thrill.
Yeah, stay very, very, very aggressive. Got to make this boat feel very heavy on the legs, very aggressive through the swing.
With the head of the trawl is coming up through the fall, it gives us an opportunity to right away get into being competitive and getting out and racing, which is really what, rowing is on at this level for us. It's really all about the racing. I'm watching how their legs are pressing down against the blade, and you can watch that through the handle and through the seat and how fast it's moving relative to what the blade's going through the water.
The beauty of the sport is that it's really the epitome of a team sport, in that no one person is more important than the next, and that when you're rowing perfectly. You kind of transcend yourself as an individual. And it's just this, for lack of a better word, magical feeling, you know, sensation when there is a perfect row.
We're very more focused on what we're doing as our own team, and not too worried about what else is going on outside of us.
We've kind of mixed both men's programs together, so we're left with a lot more guys. But basically what that means is there's a lot more competition for seats in boats. So we hope to kind of step up our level of performance.
These kids are all great students. The Boston College rowing team has pretty much the highest GPA of any team on campus. And that's no surprise to me. These kids are smart, they're motivated, they're hardworking. They're dedicated to what they dedicate themselves to. You know, they pick something and they go with it. You know, they don't spread themselves out too thin, but they get involved.
It's just this kind of twisted mentality of getting up at 5 in the morning and learning how to love pain while you're rowing and getting blisters on your hands. And it's this twisted beauty of the sport, and you just have to really be in love with it.
There are mornings when you come out here and it's just beautiful. You know, I mean, I think this is just beautiful. I love this. But I mean, I also rode my bike to California this summer. I'm not really average.
We're racing the national team. So that's, you know, competition.
There have got to be more competitors here from around the world, and it's fantastic. The whole level of you know, collegiate, club, elite level, national team, it's really fantastic to see it when all these people show up.
Okay, BC.
We're both BC graduates, so it's good to come out and support the team. For me, this is exciting because I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, where there's a crew team that goes thousands of miles away to row periodically and in one race a year. And so this is a whole new phenomenon for me, and it's really exciting to come out and see the local support for this kind of sport.
Big hand for Boston College and Radcliffe.
It's a big difference from the East Coast and the West Coast, where I'm from. Crew's not too popular, so it's great to see a lot of people out here like supporting the teams.
You may have to watch your course. You can go through the Cambridge Arch if you wish.
No, you need black and white. Oh, you can't tell. Yeah, my high age.
Requires tremendous skill from the coxswains. Barely enough room between those blades, ladies and gentlemen. The rudders are only about 6 inches long. A great job from all coxswains. Let's see if they can all get through the Elliott Arch together. Inside bow number 19, the University of Michigan men. Bow number 18, the middle, MIT Beauclair.
This special program is brought to you by New England Cable News, the official news network of the 34th Annual Head of the Charles Regatta.
Every day there's traffic. Every day there's weather. Every day there's sports. Every day there's business. And now, every weekday, there's Logan Airport traffic reports and special travel tips.
WBZ News Time is 7:23. This traffic is brought to you by the Massachusetts Port Authority. Here's Rick Simonson.
So you'll not only fly out of Logan, you'll fly through it. The Massachusetts Port Authority and WBZ News Radio. Get the news you need every day.
Obviously, there's over 1,300 boats here, and they're just here to enjoy the day and the event, and do the best they can.
I used to row for Holy Cross. I've rowed on the Charles 3 times myself, and now being an alumni, I want to come back and support them and just kind of be on the other side of things and enjoy the whole atmosphere of it.
Our club was the first international crew to row in the head of the Charles in, I think it was 1979. So that's one reason to come back.
It's the biggest race in the world, you know, and we had a crew that came here last year, and we came in 20th position, so when you come in the top 20 you're allowed, they keep a place for you next year, you know. So we came back to just to row it again, you know. Hope to every year come over and just keeping the place here.
This is the best race in the country.
In the world,
In
actually.
the world.
One of the biggest in the world. You really get to see how good you really are. Competing against the world, that's nothing better than that. It's like really like the Olympics. Really exciting.
Number 42, let's have a big hand for number 42, all the way from Denmark, the Copenhagen Rowing Club, number 42.
I think I saw a crew from Mexico, and there's a good few British crews, and I think I saw a German crew as well. A good mixture of nationalities, all right.
It's probably the biggest head race that we have ever done. Yeah, it's amazing. It's really exciting.
Thank you so much.
Did you fill out your application?
I don't know, but it looks really good.
If you can start young and maintain it, it's a sport that can keep you young.
Hey, now we've got another string of 5 coming up.
I'm a volunteer with the dock workers. Yellow and black. So my responsibility is technically launch master, which means I get to tell them when they can get on the dock, and they can ignore me, and then I can yell at them.
Yellow shell, purple top, number 25.